let's play ball. Let's keep the conversation going. An offer in hand is better than something that's just verbal or nothing at all. So, yeah. And, if you as a seller get a low offer, it baffles me if a seller doesn't want a counter offer
Mm-hmm.
because it's like, okay, yes, you can reject it or, not respond, but what does that gain you? Even if you counter offer at, something very close to list price, then at least it shows that you're willing to play ball.
Mm-hmm.
And I always remind my sellers, hey, put yourself in the buyer's shoes. If you were a buyer, you would offer low too to see what the seller would do. Let's play ball. Let's keep the conversation going. An offer in hand is better than something that's just verbal or nothing at all. So,
Exactly. And I always look at it too as it's such an emotional for both parties. So if you're a seller and you're like, I'm not even responding to this, nope. The buyers are irritated. They're like, screw you, and they move on. With a high offer, it's like also that FOMO feeling. Like the buyers are emotionally invested in buying this house. They love this house. They're
yeah.
debating if they should buy it in a lot of cases. And if you
Yeah.
come back a little bit lower and you're starting to they get excited, just like my seller saying, I'm not taking a dime below 10 grand off. Well, he took 12, right? And so a buyer could say that too. We're not coming up any more than $10,000. And then you're like, yeah, but what about 15? And then they're like, well, it's only 5 grand and we really love this house. So there's just all this.
Yeah.
And you really, as a seller, I know sellers hate this, but if you're a seller that needs to sell, you're at the disadvantage right now. Period. Point
Yeah.
blank. End of story. You're not getting multiple offers unless you list it at a really good price. So you have to kind of play ball a little bit with this buyer, and you don't want to upset them. You want them to buy your house. Now you want to get the price you want, but there's just this game of like, don't be
Yeah.
arrogant because you're not in the position to be arrogant right now.